Hi, Hiram here. The other day I did a video on a couple of fire starters that you could buy at the store. These are for starting up fires when the times are a little rough. I wanted to show a couple of other things that I make at home that I use. Now, like I said, these are mostly for using when weather doesn't make it easy for you to start a fire. Everything's damp outside or it's snowing. The wood might be a little damp. Then you need a little help, and that's where I make these things at home. Easy to make and come in handy. You've all seen the cotton pads. I dip these in wax. I like working with red wax because it's easier to see if you've dipped the stuff right. Now you can see here where I was hanging on to it with the tweezers. You can use any kind of wax you want. Like I said, I like using red wax because I can see when the job is done. So these are just cotton pads. These are the round ones. I use them because I had this little, it was like a beef chew stuff. Nice little container, so I made round ones to fit in there like that. They're handy. These I don't use too often. I tried these, but they're a little bit hard to light, and sometimes they need a fire starter. This is wood pellets that was dipped in wax. This works pretty good when I'm burning wood pellets, but for starting a fire, these didn't work out so hot. Another thing that I like using, this is the one I guess I use the most, is this is sawdust that's been mixed in with wax. Oops, sorry about the glare there. If you have a source of sawdust, these things are really easy to make, very cheap. Now I don't have a source of sawdust, so what I did was I used bedding, rabbit bedding. You can, see if I can get this without bringing everything down. Should have got this before. This stuff, aspen bedding. Now this comes out, it's pretty chunky. Like so. And what I do is I have a blender. I got my wife something better, and I inherited the blender. So with that, where am I? Oh. What I do is I put those wood chips in a blender, and then they come out like this, real nice and fine. Makes it real easy for mixing with the wax. Again, you can use if you have blue candles. It's just that I'm able to get red candles. Let's see, do I have it here? Yeah, see, I just have a box that I store all these things in. So you get candles, broken candles, and I use red ones a lot. I do have some blue ones, but I never got around to playing with them. So whenever I see candles cheap, Goodwill, yard sales, stuff like that, I pick them up. So this is a handy stuff. Let me light a piece. Works pretty nice. I'll use a match again. I don't know if I've told you. I don't care for these new. Diamond made a real nice match before, a strike anywhere match. But now they've gone to this green light. And sometimes you go through a couple of them before you get one to light. But of course I got one there. So let's see here. See? Just takes right up. Just like so. So that's one. I won't light the others. You've seen one fire, you've seen them all. So these are very handy. You mix them up with wax and then spread them out on a piece of wax paper or something. Make it whatever thickness you want. If you make it too thick, sometimes it's a little hard to break up. But, you play with it there. Another one that I like to make is these. I like to drive people crazy with this. This is like some of the cheapest stuff. If you don't have access to sawdust and you end up buying something, you might as well make it with the original money. This is, I don't know if we'd be able to see it, shredded money dipped in wax. And this stuff burns pretty good. See if I can do it without burning myself. So you want to talk about having money to burn. And it's real easy. If you want some shredded money, you just get yourself a little shredder. Now all I got on me is a 20. Normally I'd use something smaller, but you just shred the money, take it out, mix it with wax, and you're off and running. And it burns pretty good. Actually, it's not. I got these pillows of shredded money a couple of years ago. I bought out a store, so I use them for stuff to drive people crazy. No money has been harmed in this video. So that burns pretty fast, but it goes on. You can see the other one, man, it burns nicely. Get it away from that stuff. And that was just a little chunk. The other thing that you can do, I told you about this before, what I've been doing lately. If it's windy out, I use a paper bag, not so much for the tinder, but you put your tinder and stuff in here, something like that, something like, the fire starters if you need to, and you light it in the bag. It keeps it out of the wind, gets the fire going, and, of course you build your fire, your wood on top of this, but your ignition point is inside this paper bag, and it really helps in a windy situation. So that's my fire starters, not to be confused with the other ones, the Weber fire lighter cubes. These things are also for when it's bad weather. But this is just something that I can make around the house that doesn't cost you very much to put it together. Just sawdust and wax. And it burns really well. Now the other thing, I do use tinder, whatever I can pick up along the trail, birch bark, cattails, punks that had gone all fluffy, stuff like that. I usually carry a little package of that with me, anything that I find along the trail, and use that to start fires every day. But this stuff I save for the bad weather. This thing will go on forever. Use too big of a piece. But it gives you an idea. So I hope this helps. I thank you for watching. I look forward to your input, questions, remarks, helpful suggestions. Wow, it's warm. But sooty, see that? So it's not good for heating up stuff, but great for the fires. But anyway, I thank you for watching, and watch for my buddy Max. Bye now.